Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the weekend update. What a week we had to start the new year off. I'm not going to spend any time today going over just the numerous movers that we've had on the swing plays in the last week and the last month. You guys know what they are. Your job is to make sure you are booking those gains. Even though we have targets on stocks that may be higher on a stock, when you're up 10, 25, 50%, you have to take some gains off the table. A winner is not a winner till the profits are in your pocket. Don't be trading, dreaming of a Lamborghini off of every trade. I just wanted to throw that out there because we're seeing the kind of euphoria that we saw during the summer. And then when things slowed down a little, and I'm not saying things are going to slow down this week, I'm just throwing it out there that when things slowed down, guys kept holding on to stocks and not booking those games. Like I said, a market like this is not a market that you learn anything. You actually learn bad habits in a market like this. The market we had in August and September, if you learn from that market sell-off and that pause, you should be going gangbusters right now and doing very, very well in the tape. Anyway, quick mention on the Dow. This is just the Dow chart. We continue to march higher. I'm not even going to look at any of the other indices. We just keep going higher and higher, and the charts really, if we dive into those charts, we're going to go, maybe we shouldn't play some of these things. Market is on fire. We have crazy momentum despite the craziness out there in the political land. The blue wave is here, and the movement on that massive stimulus coming. We've got the Fed pumping the system, and now Biden's talking about $3 trillion in stimulus. This is going to be the roaring 20s like you've never seen over the next year and a half. So let's jump right in. One of the things that really led things this week were the crypto stocks, and our big position, the one that I've been talking about for the last few months, has been Litecoin, and now we're starting to see these alternative coins really go gangbusters. Bitcoin, 42K. But now you're starting to see the money flow into these lesser ones. This is now the third or fourth largest market cap. This was my favorite, has been for years. This is one I'm looking to, hopefully in the next couple of years, $1,000 would be great. But for now, you can see here, definitely overbought. But as we've talked about in other videos, overbought does not mean a top. Overbought can become more overbought, just like oversold can become more oversold. So as long as we see the movement in these stocks, we're going to play them. Now we have a couple of new crypto plays, blockchain, Bitcoin plays. We had some very big winners in that sector in the last week, but some really darling plays. The research on this one, whiskey. Who doesn't like some whiskey? Whiskey is a potential gem of a play if you look at all the press releases they've had. Now, if you've been paying attention to the news and if you have any common sense, you know that when we start to really travel internationally, hopefully in the next few months and next year, these countries are going to require proof that you got your vaccination. So those of you who think vaccinations are a no-no and you're not going to do it, well, if you plan on traveling anywhere, you're going to have to get it, plain and simple. These guys have blockchain for vaccine tracking, among other things. That's just the latest thing. Do a big dive into the research I posted on this one. AI, these guys are all over everything. But aside from that, look at this chart. They had news. This was their COVID news on blockchain, and it spiked all the way up and then came back down. I like these kind of pop and comebacks and consolidate plays because usually when they set up and they go again, the movement afterwards is a sustained, slow grind higher with some big moves sprinkled in. Break here, 740 to 60. We are looking for $10 on this stock. Very, very strong ADX. This is a stock that's being accumulated but hasn't run yet. That's what these momentum indicators are telling you. Stochastics are at the bottom, but ADX is up here, and the chart is sitting here. $10 is the swing target on this puppy. BGI. This is another one. There was a press release floating around out there from 2018 that they're partnered with BitPay. They accept Bitcoin in their stores. We see stocks that sold and have absolutely nothing to do with crypto or blockchain like NXTD go 400%. These guys are an actual quotation marks Bitcoin play. 120 break. Now, there's a short in this stock. We've been swinging this stock for about, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, I believe. Based on its low float, and they usually come for it. This new angle should blow the short that has been stepping on the throat of this stock for a long time. It closed in a very nice spot. The shorts on this stock are probably sweating over the weekend. It did get that power spike up to 150, but I'm thinking if we get a close now above 130, these guys will start to throw the towel in for a potential move up to $2. All our other blockchain and Bitcoin plays have gone ape. I'm not going to go over those. We're going to be probably looking at them if they have any kinds of dips or look good intraday. But these two here look very nice for the upcoming week. INUV. This was whiner central for the last few weeks, even though I said be patient. Now we're looking at a weekly chart on this stock, and you're actually going to see me looking at a lot of weekly charts on the video today, simply because a lot of the daily charts are just up and down and all over the place, and the weekly charts have been giving us a nice view because we are in a strong uptrend in all of these small cap stocks. This is a quasi cup and handle. Here is the cup, here is the handle. Where are they going to come chasing this puppy? 70 cents break. Remember, I've been talking about the 70 cents area for the last couple of months, and lo and behold, we are right there. This has been a very powerful chart setup for us over the last few months. Recall Sugar Box. We talked about the weekly chart there, and then the stock doubled. AYRO was another recent example as well, where the weekly chart, it broke out and it went great. So this stock is setting up very, very nicely here. ACST. Anything under $1 has been running, but Biotech especially. JAGX is up 900% in a month for us. I finally had to just sell the stock because we're accumulating a lot of free positions with so many winners. I finally sold out of it on Friday, but you know, you can't turn your nose up at 900%. ACST is a stock that could do similar. It's a biotech shell, but they also have news possibly coming as they go and spin their data. The stock actually sold off back in September when their drug failed, but no drug ever truly fails in biotech land. They're always able to manipulate the data and come back at it. It's been 3 months or so, so we could get an update and a nice push. Now, looking here at the daily chart, we did a nice close above the 200-day moving average. So if you're in this stock, 44, 45 cents would be a great stop loss area if you're concerned on sitting on this one. If we look over, this is the weekly chart here. 200-day moving average is $1. You're going to see this on a lot of these stocks. Stocks under $1 right now, their target is $1. Stocks under 50 cents, their target is 50 cents. These are just common sense targets that we're looking at right now, and it's just another example of how strong we are seeing the small caps and micro caps now. AIHS has been lagging for the longest time. Now, this is a EV type stock. It's finally starting to wake up, but we haven't even gotten to the breakout level on this one. 150 is really where they start to chase. The indicators all look really good for a move in this upcoming week. We've seen the likes of NCTY, etc., run really, really big. So this is a nice setup for the coming week. And actually, I forgot to even mention our new swing play that we picked up this week, TANH. This is the research on this one. This stock was at 3 before they did an offering and came right back down. I'm going to be watching this 200-day moving average very, very closely this week for a breakout, and then we'd be looking at 2+ on this one. Now, when it comes to democratic control, biotechs tend to do very well. Aside from COVID, as I've mentioned, over the last couple of years, biotechs have really been sleeping. So CHFS, this is one low float stock. We're actually waiting on news. These guys are like Gishi. Their IR guy, I think, got his degree through the mail or something like that. Their press releases are either bad or lacking. Gishi finally blew up to $1. So everything is going. If these guys actually come out with the news that they say they're going to come out with, we're looking at $12 on this one. MBRX is another chart that is setting up for a nice little breakout here. 97, 98, but it'll probably really be the pushover one That'll give that drive move up to $1.20. Neos, these guys are presenting Monday. We're going to start seeing a lot of biotech conferences now over the next few weeks. It did break over resistance, but again, this is one where I think when we get that break over 80 cents, everyone and their mom is going to start piling into this stock looking for a buck. SNCA has been a monstrous mover for us so far, and it has not even started, in my opinion. Recall, these guys have a merger where the assigned value of the merger for these guys is $2.09. Nice. We're looking at the weekly chart here. 133 is the break level for that 2+ area. Look what JAGX did, and JAGX has a massive float, and you can see the kind of move that JAGX did. Plays like this with much smaller floats when the algos switch over to these stocks could be very, very nice to the upside. ADMP, again, another weekly chart starting to break out. 80 cents is probably the area I'm going to be looking at for them to push that stock over a buck. Momentum is strong throughout. We're about to get a positive MACD cross, stochastics in the basement. All the momentum indicators are turning up. So this looks good on the weekly, which means on the daily chart or intraday on dips, these are the kind of stocks we're going to be looking at grabbing shares of to make that swing position cheaper and cheaper, and then ideally a free position. CNSP, as I mentioned in the chat room, this is one of my favorite kinds of chart setups. It's a big sell-off, usually on bad news or an offering. In this case, it was a very small offering. And then you see the curl, the sell-off, the huge selling starts to abate. Okay, and now the sellers are almost out and buyers are starting to come in. And we have that curl, and those curls usually send these stocks way back up. You can see it's deeply oversold on the MACD, flatlined on stochastic. So this is a stock waiting to break out. 185-ish probably, but I'm thinking 190 is when guys will really want to come into this, and then they'll start chasing over $2. We're looking for a move at least to these moving averages, 210, 221, and then it could get really interesting after that spot. Quick mention on the alternative energies. They've been on fire. Torch is now over $1 officially, but look what the other solar stocks have done. OEG, Sun, OEG. Where's OEG right now? OEG. I can't get it to work here. OEG, 3s. ENG, 5s. Sun, 8+. This is the last solar play sitting out there. Now, the penny play off of that is UAMY, which finally woke up on Friday. This is the monthly chart on UAMY. We're starting to stretch out to the monthlies. But again, $1 target. These are just normal targets that we're looking at right now on these stocks. They all have a magnet to 1+. Sandal, pot stocks. And actually news this weekend that the Alaskan senator may leave the Republican Party if they go independent. Could probably supercharge this stock tomorrow morning. It's about to break out here on the weekly chart. So this is another one that has eyes on a buck, even with its gigantic float. This is the kind of stock large traders are able to buy large positions, and that ends up supporting these stocks, which brings the robotic traders in here, and the volume builds on itself, and that momentum makes it very hard to stop for that push higher. Last penny stock to mention, CIDM. I am looking for a move to the 200-day moving average here. Again, it's a stock under 1 with an uptrend in place in a red-hot sector that should be trading, in my opinion, much higher. It's flagging here for a move. Where will they come chasing? I would say 77, 79, 80. Usually those round numbers is where guys go, okay, now I'm buying. Last mention, large cap stock, Zoom Video. Still kind of surprised it's not had a move up yet with the risk of Biden, not that he can, mandating more shutdowns around the country. It's looking like it could potentially be bottomed out here. And if so, a break over 365 and you're looking at a move to 400+. But it definitely looks bottomed here. If you're going to look to going into a position on this one, it's an easy stop loss area, 336. So you got like $4 or $5 downside with the potential for 20 to 50 bucks upside. So that's it for the video, guys. Again, book those gains. This is a fantastic market we're in right now. I know I didn't go over every stock we're in. Don't be posting questions on the video. What about X? What about Y? If I talked about every stock we played or in, this video would be 4 hours long. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and I will see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.